We're going to start cross-legged or some other seated position. So cross-legged if you're able to sit cross-legged, and if you're not, find another seated position that you can comfortably hold. And we're just going to spend a couple of moments or a couple of breaths just grounding ourselves. So just find a seated position that you can comfortably hold. And then close your eyes and bring your awareness into your breath. And let your breath come a little bit slower and deeper. And just observe it, so just watch it as it comes up. And then again as it releases. And try and make the exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. And then bring your awareness into your spine and just lengthen it ever so slightly. Let the crown of the head reach a little bit more towards the ceiling. And let the shoulders roll back and down. And take a couple more breaths here. Just allowing a sense of peace to wash over you. And really bring yourself into this moment, into your body. Okay, so we're now just going to inhale and take the arms up in a big circle. The eyes are still closed, unless you want to open them, which is fine if you do. And bring the palms and the fingertips together. And then slide them down the midline of your body. Press your thumbs into your chest. And do one more. So take an inhale, really big inhale, movements here with the arms. Take it up. You really feel that the shoulders stretch up with the arms. And this time, bring the fingers and the thumbs together and look up towards the thumbs and open the eyes. And just gaze at your thumbs. And then bring the hands down the midline. And you can follow them with your eyes. And then bring the hands to heart center. And again, press the thumbs into your sternum. All right, one straight up. Just reach up on the inhale. And then let your right hand come to the mat and reach your left hand over. And draw it back. Reach a bit more. The palm is facing down. It's like you're trying to glue your upper arm to your ear. Or the side of your head. And then take it up on the inhale. Reach up. And exhale, take it over. And really get in tune with your breath. So take an inhale. And exhale. Make it a bit audible. Take an inhale. And exhale. Hold this one a moment. And now come up again on the inhale. This time we're going to go forward. And just release everything for a moment. So release your head, release the shoulders, feel the stretch move right down into the lower spine. And then walk the hands back towards you until you're upright, fingers tips behind your bottom, and just open the chest and pull the shoulders back. Lovely. All right. So then I'll just explain. So what we're doing here is mobilizing the spine. We're bending it one way, we're bending it the other way, we're bending it forward and back. Now we want to twist it, which is all the movements of the spine. So take the arms up and twist towards your right, and then bring the hands down. So your left hand is behind your right knee. It's gently pressing into the back of the knee, and you're twisting from the waist and the shoulders. And then take the arms up on the inhale again. Exhale, take it to the other side. Gently pressing into the back of the knee. Feeling the twist into the spine, trying to bring the shoulders in line. And then coming back to center. All right, so now you're just going to roll over the knees and come into your tabletop. And from here, we're going to take our cat-cows. So inhale as you lift your tailbone, and then let that movement ripple up the spine until you are looking up. And then tuck the tailbone under and exhale as you ripple it the other way. Curve the spine towards the ceiling, look under the body towards the navel. And then when you're ready to do another inhale, back into your cow pose. So lift the tailbone. Smile with your spine, open up the chest. And exhale, tuck the tailbone under, and again, push the floor away. Push the shoulders to the ceiling, under the body to the navel. Now keep doing those with your breath. So inhaling into your cow, exhaling into your cat. I'm just going to come a little bit closer to my laptop so I can just see. No, I can't see anything anyway, doesn't matter. One's below their camera, not to worry. Okay, on your next cat, finish on your next cat and then just come to a neutral spine. Hold your neutral spine. We're going to push the right leg away and just balance on those toes, on the right toes, and then drop the inner side of that right foot into the mat. So now the side of your right foot, the inner side is on the mat, and now your right arm is going to come up. And it might be that your left lower leg kind of spins out a little bit, so it's like a bike stand. That's okay, it doesn't have to stay straight. And now you can stay here, just balancing on that right toe, or if your balance is good, you can engage your core and just start to let your top leg float up to hip height. And then if you are letting it float up, flex the foot. And you can reach up to look up. Okay, and now we're going to leave the leg where it is, but just bring the hand down. So the hips square back to the mat, heel is still off the ground, toes pointing down. And then release that knee. And we'll do it to the other side. So push the left foot away. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way. Push the left foot away. And then open up onto your left side. Balancing the toe. Or lifting it up to hip height. Okay, holding it here, just using your core to keep yourself balanced. And now we are again going to leave the leg where it is, but bring the arm down. Okay, hold it there a moment and then let it release. Go back to your right leg, push that away, lift it back up to hip height. And this is your option. You can also release the left arm, so your opposite arm and leg reaching in both directions. Again, using your core. And now we're going to bend our elbow and our left elbow and our right knee. Bend it and touch them together under the body. And then release it out. One more time. So bending the elbow and the knee under the body. And then just release it. Okay, let's move to the left side. Push the left foot down the mat and then let the left heels just lift up to hip height. Bring the weight a little bit more into your left hand and then let your right arm reach out in front of you. Hold it here a breath or two. And then bending the elbow and the knee underneath you, touch them together and releasing. And one more time, bring them underneath you and releasing. And just bring it down. Okay, back into your neutral tabletop. Here we're going to move into our downward facing dog. So just check that your hands are about shoulder width apart. Your middle finger or index finger are pointing forward. Tuck the toes under and then lift the hips into your downward facing dog. And once you're in your dog, just take a few moments to kind of step it out, to move into it. So you might want to just kind of soften the shoulders one at a time and alternate the shoulders with bending the knees and pressing the heels towards the ground. So just spend a few breaths doing that. Head is under, so you're looking towards your knees, even your navel, so the head is not held up. It's not at this point looking at the hands. Just walking that out, and then take a still dog. So just find that place where you can hold your still dog. And downward dog is not about trying to push the heels onto the ground at all costs. The knees can be quite bent, as if you can see my knees, they're quite bent right now, if the hamstrings are still not a bit tight. What we want from downward dog is lengthen the spine. So we're really pushing the floor away, we're tilting the tailbone up to the sky. And breathing. Couple more breaths here. All right, let's walk to the top of the mat. And we're going to have a ragdoll forward fold when we get there. So just gently, slowly walking to the top of the mat and releasing yourself into your ragdoll forward fold. Take hold of your elbows. And again, just let yourself sway a little bit. Release the head. No tension of the neck. Take some deep breaths. Just release the upper body as much as you can. Okay, this is our moment to just release any tension and stress from the body. So intend that that's what you're doing. And then just let the arms hang. Activate your core. Slowly roll yourself up, leaving the arms and the head hanging heavy. And then you're coming back to standing. And then the arms are going to come up, your shoulders come back and shoulder roll. Let the hands come overhead and take a little micro back bend, just a small one. And then come back up to center and exhale all the way back down into your forward fold. And for a moment, you're going to straighten the legs, bring the hands to the shins, push the head away, push the back and the shins, push the shins away to come into a long flat back. Crown of the head reaches for the opposite wall. And then exhale, come all the way back down to a forward fold. Place your hands on the mat and step your right leg back as far as it'll go. Actually, I'm just going to turn around so I'm on the other side so that you can see me there. So you're back in a lunge. Right leg is as back far as it can go. Holding the lunge for a moment. And then just releasing that right knee to the mat. And lifting up into a little crescent lunge. You can look up to where the fingers are pointing, and if it feels okay, you can take a little back bend here as well. And then release it. Bring the hands behind the front foot and push back into a little hamstring stretch. So the left toes lift off the ground. Hips stay high. So, because if you lower the hips a lot, it kind of reduces the stretch of it. So keep the hips a little bit high. And then release that left foot back to the mat. Hands on either side of the left foot. Lift the right knee and then step back into your plank. And we're going to immediately lower our knees as well. So you're in a half plank. Wrap the upper arms in and lower the chest and chin to the ground. And then take a little inhale into a baby cobra. And this is about our back muscles. So it's not about our hands, like we can lift our hands off. And then pushing back onto the knees, tucking the toes under, and lifting back up into a downward facing dog. Right, we're going to step the right foot to the top of the mat now. If it doesn't get there in one go, feel free to grab hold of your ankle and help it up. So take that the right foot back to the top. And then the left foot joins it. And exhale, forward fold. And now all the way up in one sweeping movement, take it back up. Little back bend. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And we'll just do the other side. So take the arms up. And exhale all the way down. Lift into that a long flat back. So bring the hands to the shins, press them away. Flat back, head reaching forward. And this one, just check what's happening with your knees. So lift the kneecaps by activating the quads and also engage your core. And then soften the knees again and refold. Hands come to the mat. Step the left leg back as far as it will go. Holding your lunge here. Checking that the right knee is over the right ankle. And then releasing the left knee and coming into a crescent lunge. Again, you can be straight up and down here with the torso, or you can take a little back bend if that feels okay, but no obligation. And then releasing the hands behind the front right heel, and again pushing back into your hamstring stretch. Lifting the toes up. And then releasing the foot, lifting the left knee, hands come on either side of the right foot. And again, find your plank and release the knees. Wrap the upper arms in, engage the core, and release the chest to the ground. Inhale, sweep forward, bring the pelvis down, untuck the feet, lift up into a little baby cobra. And then push back into your downward facing dog. And this time it's the left foot that's going to come all the way forward. Again, help it if you need. And the right foot joins it. Exhale. And inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center in prayer. Okay. Now we'll take a little balance. So you might find something, a bit of floor that's a bit stable. Now, as in you're not on a rubbery soft mat or anything. So we're going to do tree pose. So we're bringing the heel into the ankle as our first option. Opening the hip out to the side. Opening the hip, the knee out to the side. So this is option one. So stay here. Zoe, I think this is probably where you need to stay for now. Option two is sole of the foot on the calf. And option three, if anyone's wanting to do that, is no, Zoe, it's fine, just leave it there. I can't see much, but I saw Zoe go, no way. Okay, so here or here. All right, and wherever we're at, just take it up and open the branches. And just think about, so this is a little balance pose. So just use as much or as little help that you need with your left foot. And then bring it back and bring it back down. And just releasing that and going to the other side. So again, so it's we really want the hip opening movement. So whether you're on the calf or your heel is on your ankle, bring your hands to heart center. Take an inhale, bring it up. Open your branches. And just hold this a moment and relax the shoulders. And then bring the arms back together and slide them back down the midline of the body and release that foot. Okay, we're just going to bring our legs a little bit wider now. And we're going to take a little wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to inhale, look up to the ceiling. Oh, sorry, one thing. And the feet, your feet are either straight ahead or a little bit pigeon-toed, with the toes a bit in and the heels a bit out. Okay, take it up. And exhale. First it'll come down just halfway, come down to a flat back. And at this point, check in with the knees. So lift the kneecaps by activating the quads. And then, softening the knees slightly, release yourself all the way down. As far as you can go. And when you've gone as far as you can go, just let the hands come to the ground. Release the head. And just breathe here a moment. Okay, hold this a moment. Again, I just want to have a little look if I can. Can't see much, but it's okay. I'm sure you guys are fine. Okay. And now inhale, come back to a flat back. Bring your hands under your face. So you've got the legs wide, but your back is flat. Bring your right hand directly under your face. And imagine that someone's just put a glass of water or a hot drink on your sacrum. So just on your very lower spine. And we don't want that glass to move. And so now we're going to inhale. We're going to raise the left arm up, but we're trying to keep that glass on our sacrum. So the twist is coming from the waist and shoulders, not from the hips. So if that means your arm doesn't go up that far, that's fine. And then release that left hand back down, bring it under your face. And let your right arm raise up. Again, think about keeping that glass of water or tea or whatever it is on your sacrum. And releasing back down. Okay, we're going to toe heel the feet in a little bit and sit down into what we call malasana, or yogi squat. So, see how you go with this. It can be a little bit intense if you've never done it before. And if your heels won't stay on the ground, if they've got to be up, that's okay. What we're trying to do is push the knees away with the elbows. Okay, and now let's just come down to a seated position. Bring one leg out in front, other leg is bent out to the side. The straight leg straight out in front of you, you're going to flex this foot. And then again, just think about bringing the torso forward. Raise the arms up, inhale. And exhale, come all the way down. Now you might be able to take hold of your foot, or you might just have your hands on either side of the leg on the floor. Anything that you can do here is absolutely perfect and fine. So if you're holding onto a foot, you can gently pull it. If not, just have the hands flat and gently fold over that straight leg. And then breathing. And then reaching up. First off, we lift the head. We reach the hands forward and we inhale and we come back up. And exhale, bring it down. This leg is going to lift, the bent leg, and then lift it up and place the foot on the outside of the straight knee. And then lift up, and so your bent knee, you're going to hug that with your opposite hand. And then twist around to the back. I might just change around so you can see. Do a little twist going on here. And then release that. And release this bent leg, send it out straight again. Bring the other leg in and open that out to the side. Take an inhale, lift up, and exhale, come forward. And again, just if you take hold of the foot, fab. If you can't, doesn't matter. Just have the hands on either side of the leg and bend forward. Breathing here. And then lifting the head, reaching the arms forward and coming all the way up. And releasing the hands down and lifting this bent knee, stabbing the foot on the other side of that knee, finding length into the spine, and then with the opposite arm to the bent knee, hugging that knee in and twisting it around. Lovely. Just holding it there and breathing. And then release it, coming back to the front. Bringing this foot back over. Sending it long. This time we're just going to do a full forward fold. Knees can be really bent for this. So I'll just go side on so you can see a bit better. So if your forward fold looks like this, I'm totally fine with that. What I'd like to try and avoid is this kind of thing, where you're just pulling, where you're bending at the waist. So bend the knees as much as you need to get the stomach on the thighs, hold the feet, and then it's a case of pushing the heels away. And so we're trying to keep the stomach on the thighs most of the time. I hope that makes sense. So take an inhale, come up. Exhale, plant the stomach on the thighs, take hold of the feet wherever they are. And if this is it, you stay here, that's cool. And if you feel like you've got a little bit more, you can start to release the heels out and release the head. As long as you can feel a stretch, that's the main thing. And then breathe, wherever you are, breathe into the stretch. Some long, deep breaths. And then again, lift the head. Reach the arms forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring the arms down. All right, one other little thing while we're seated here. Bring out the legs out into a V shape. Keep the knees and the toes pointed upwards. And if you want to, you can just kind of lift yourself up and push the hips back. And then sit back down, because we want you sitting on the seat bones, not on the fleshy part of your bum. Take a little walk forward. It doesn't matter if you don't go forward very much. And if you're still right up here, that's fine too. Just wherever you are is perfect. It's just as long as you're feeling that stretch. So holding that a moment. Okay, now we're going to walk back. Now we're just going to do a little bit of porridge cauldron stirring. So I want you to imagine you've got a big cauldron of porridge right in front of you here, and you've got a great big wooden stick, and it's getting a bit sticky at the sides of the cauldron. So you've got to really get that wooden stick all the way around. So take it right in a big circular motion. No hurry here. We'll do, say, 3 or 4 one way, maybe do one more this way. And then when you've done your 3 or 4, take it to the other direction. Okay, I think there's one more to do, so let's do one more. Lovely, and then come back to center and just reset. And then again, just see about coming forward. You might find you've got a little bit more give now. Doesn't matter if you do or don't, just notice it and breathe into the stretch. Okay, walking back, bringing the soles of the feet together, bringing the heels in, holding the tops of the feet, and just pressing your knees away. So trying to find length in the spine, but also press the knees away. The sun's completely in my eyes now. I cannot see anything that you guys are doing. But never mind, I'm sure you're doing fine. Okay, relax that. We're going to come into a tiny bit of ab work. I do mean tiny bits, not a minute. Ab work is definitely my least favourite thing of them all. So we're going to hold onto the back of the thighs. This is option 1. So stay here if this is all you want to be doing today. This is perfect. If you're wanting a little bit more challenge, you can bring the arms out to the side. But otherwise, just hold here, keeping that integrity in the spine. So we're trying not to like round the spine. We're trying to keep the spine up. Okay, wherever you are, just let the right toe touch the ground and then bring it back up again. And then let the left toe touch the ground and bring it back up again. Right toe comes down and back up. And left toe comes down and back up. All right, we're going to come all the way to lying down now, but I want you to do it as slowly as you can. So we're going to reach the body as long and then just come down onto your back. And just take a big breath here for a moment, relax. and then bend the knees. So the heels are just behind your bottom and the knees are pointing to the ceiling. Take an inhale and lift the hips up into your bridge pose. So this is where the body looks a little bit like a wedge or a bridge. And you can feel the effort in the top of the thighs. Press the heels into the mat. Lift the hips. You can also walk the shoulder blades together and interlace the hands underneath. But that's an option again, so if you don't want to do that, just leave the hands on the mat, arms on the mat. Press the hips up, press the knees towards each other. Knees are not falling out to the sides. And then lift up onto the tiptoes and slowly roll down the spine, trying to get each vertebrae rolling down one at a time. And then bring the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Do that one more time. Plant the feet on the ground. Inhale and lift the hips as high as you can get them. And then come up onto the tiptoes and roll down the spine. And again, bring the knees into the chest. Really hug them in. And this time lift the head as well. Find yourself into a little ball. And then releasing the head. And releasing the knees. This time the soles of the feet are together. And the knees are just going to fall out to the side. You're going to take your arms overhead and just hold onto your elbows. And just breathe here. This is a little relaxing pose for you. It is also good for opening the chest and the hips. And then bring the knees back together. Bring the arms back over and down the sides and let your left leg reach up. Take hold, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and gently pull that leg in towards you. Trying to keep some length into the leg. So if it's not coming forward at all, don't worry. Just as long as you're feeling the stretch, that's good. And now, take an inhale and lift your head towards your knee. And then release it all down. This left heel is going to turn in and the toes are going to turn out. So the knees and the toes are now turning out. Bend the knee and bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then lift the right foot up and take hold behind the right thigh. So your legs look a little bit like a number 4 shape at this point. And just hold it there, gently pulling the right thigh in and gently pushing the left knee away. And then releasing all that. Let the left foot be on the mat, so the left leg is bent, and the right leg is going to raise all the way up now. Interlace the fingers around the back of the right thigh, and now the right leg's turn to be straight, but we gently pull towards us. And inhale, and lift the head up towards that knee. And then release that back down. Again, this time it's the right heel that turns inwards and the right knee that turns out. And then bend that right knee so that the right ankle is on top of the left knee. And then lift up the left foot, take hold behind the left thigh. And again, you're on the other side now, legs are in a number 4 shape. Holding that there. Okay, and releasing that down. All right, we're coming towards the last couple of poses now. We're going to just lift our hips and bring our hands under our buttocks, palms facing down, and then lift the legs up to 90 degrees. So your legs are now straight up in the air. And we're just going to do 2 times, releasing the legs to the count of 10. So down to the ground. So we're keeping the legs straight, and we're going to just release them to the count of 10. So let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release them all the way to the ground. Inhale, take them back up. One more time. Exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more time. Lift it up, but we're not going to lower it this time. Just lift it up here. We're just going to hold our legs here. If anybody would rather do their shoulder stand at this point, that's your option. So either just stay here, hang out here, or if you want to take it up into a half shoulder stand or a full shoulder stand, that is your option. So I think I'm going to just stay down. You guys, or no, at least probably Zoe, you're going to stay here, so I'll stay here with you. And just breathe. Okay, couple more breaths here. Lovely. Release your hands from under your bottom. Bring them out to the side, so they're about shoulder height. Palms are facing down. Bend the knees in towards your chest. Let your knees fall over to the left, and let your gaze move to the right. So this is a twist for your spine. Both shoulders stay in contact with the ground. And then again, lift it up on the inhale, and on the exhale, send the knees off to the right and the gaze off to the left. And just relax and breathe here. And now inhaling, take everything back to center. One last roll up into a little ball. And then we're going to come into our Shavasana. So you're going to release the feet to the width of the mat. Arms come down by the side of the body, palms facing up. And this is our relaxing meditation. So release yourself completely onto the mat. I want you to just let everything go now. Really relax. So you should be lying down. Your eyes should be closed. Palms are facing the ceiling. And again, bring your awareness into your breath and let your breath come slower and deeper. And imagine that you are melting into the ground. And with every exhale, you are melting a little bit more. I'm just going to do a little bit of Tibetan bowling. So they call this stick man pose or dead man pose because we don't move a muscle in it. The idea is that we give our brain the opportunity to integrate the benefits of the work you've done by not giving it anything else to do for a couple of minutes. So we are completely still. Hello, Jake. So just allow yourself to release any last tension you're holding in your body. Release any stress or anxiety. Just allow it to drain out of you like liquid. And now just starting to bring yourself back round. So just make some small movements with your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, bring the feet together, take the arms overhead, give yourself a long stretch. And then pull the knees into the chest and roll the whole body over onto the right hand side. And rest your head on your upper arm for a moment. So you're in a fetal recovery position. And then keeping the eyes closed, a few more moments, just push your way back up to a seated position of your choice. And then once you're there, just again hold your seated meditation for a moment. Think about that. Lengthen the spine, growing the crown of the head towards the sky. And just before we close our practice, I invite you to just give thanks to the divine, whoever you pray to, for anything that you feel thankful for in your life. And then bringing your hands together in prayer and rubbing your palms. And then cupping your warm palms over your eyes and just sinking into that darkness for a moment. And then opening your eyes into the palms and blinking. And then bringing your hands back to prayer, pressing them into your heart space. And that's our practice for this morning. Thank you and namaste.